Hours after polls closed, celebrating his landslide win, President Putin for the first time addressed the Salisbury poisoning, saying the first he'd heard of it was from the media.
The first thing I thought was if it was a real poison, they would have just died. They wouldn't be in hospital. The second thing, Russia doesn't have any such poisons. We destroyed all our chemical weapons in front of international observers. We were the first to do it. Some of our partners in the convention still haven't destroyed theirs. We're ready to work together. We need the other party to do that as well, although we haven't seen any signs of that. Of course, any person with any brains understands that it's complete nonsense that Russia would carry on with that type of attack just before an election and the World Cup in football. It's ridiculous.
Moments earlier, triumphant in victory, he'd led the crowds in a chant to the motherland and thanked his people for their support.
Россия! 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 Спасибо!
And the crowds couldn't get enough of it, even if some suggested to us they'd been encouraged to come.
This was never billed as an election concert, let alone a victory concert, but that is clearly what it is. It is also a celebration of Crimea, annexed 4 years ago, an event which made President Putin even more popular back home, and that popularity is obviously carried through.
He cast his vote early before heading off for a couple of work meetings, he told reporters, because the business of government must go on. At a polling station in central Moscow, soldiers from the Kremlin Guard waited their turn with regimental efficiency. But they weren't up for small talk. Just wondering which way you're going to vote today.
We don't get an interview.
No interview?
Yep.
And true to form, most people in this country did vote for President Putin, because he is wildly popular, and all the more so when Russia gets bad press.
The world is against us, so of course we flock towards a person who supports us, who fights for us. Sanctions, bad press, it all helps Putin because it just makes him a more stronger leader, and people view a strong leader, they want to be, defended. That's how it is.
Alexei Navalny, the anti-corruption campaigner barred from the ballot, had sent out more than 30,000 monitors, who sent back reports of widespread voter fraud, dubious election practices, ballot stuffing, some of it more blatant than others. But it's unlikely that much of that will be interrogated. Russia's Interior Ministry has announced that no serious violations were recorded which would influence the result. The communist candidate, Pavel Grudinin, who came in second, called this the filthiest election in post-Soviet times. But Russia's president does not look worried, buoyed by a landslide win as he enters his fourth term in office. Diana Magnay, Sky News, Moscow.